Hello and welcome to Easy Maths. In this lesson, we're going to focus on another example of a question that has to do with joint variation. And so the question before us reads, given that P varies jointly as Q and R, and that Q is 12 when R is 27, when P is 18, find, we have question A, B, and C. My particular emphasis will be on part C. Let's begin with A anyway. Now, the general formula for the expression that for the question is going to be P is equals to KQR. And the reason is we have substituted the proportionality sign with equal sign and K. And therefore, taking the values of Q, R, and P given over there, we should be able to obtain the value of K. And so I put the values there, simplified, and I go on to get the value of K to be 1 over 18. And therefore, this general formula should be written really as P is equals to 1 over 18 QR. And this is essential because it's going to help us in tackling parts A and B. Let's move on to part A. Now we talked to find the value of P when Q is 9 and R is 30. The idea here is in this general formula, we're going to have this formula P is equals to 1 over 18 QR. We're going to have to replace the values of Q and R with 9 and 30 respectively, in which case we're going to be able to obtain the value of P. And so here we go. We have P is equals to 1 over 18. The Q is 9 and R is 30. Simplify that, you're going to get the value of P to be 15. Very straightforward. Moving on to part B, we have we told find the value of R when P is 60 and Q is 45. Again, Q being 45 and P is 60, the value of R can be obtained simply by replacing Q and R with 45 and 60 respectively in the general formula P is equals to 1 over 18 QR. And therefore, we're going to have it appear like this. Simplify, I'm going to get the value of R to be 24. Having gotten to that point, we now move on to part C, where I would like to have special emphasis on. Now we're told to find the percentage change by which P is changed when Q is decreased by 12% and R is increased by 12%. Now, the original formula was P is equals to KQR. However, we are told that P will be changed since Q is decreased by 12% and R is increased by 12%. Q is decreased by 12% and R is increased by 12%. Therefore, we're going to have P1 is equals to K in brackets 88 all of 100 Q in brackets, and in brackets again 112 all of 100 R. The reason is originally Q was 100% Q, but this time around Q has been decreased by 12%. No wonder now it is at 88%. So it's 88 over 100 of the original Q. Similarly, for R was originally 100% and it's been increased by 12%, and therefore it's 112% of the original R. No wonder now it's 112 all of 100 of the original R. And so our business now is to simplify what we have after the equal sign. And so we're going to have to write 0.88Q and 1.12R, those two multiplied by K. And you bring the 0.88 times 1.12, and that gives us 0.9856. And then the K, Q, and R appear at the end there. And with that, we can actually say that P1, that is, let me call it the adjusted P, is simply 0.9856 of the original P because KQR is P. So I've just replaced KQR, which is P, with P here. Now with that, another thing should be observable from there. Please notice that if I divide both sides with P, I'm going to get P1 all over P is equals to 0.9856. That is, if I divide this equation both sides with P, I'm going to get that. Again, having divided every side with that, notice that what we have before the equal sign, of course, is P1 over P, which is what we have here. But 0.9856 is the same as 0.9856 all over 1. And so from this expression here, we have two ratios which imply that when P is 1, P1 is 0.9856. And so the question is, what is a percentage change? We would be saying that P was originally 1, but now it's 0.9856. What's the change? We would need to get the percentage change by simply having the value we have now minus the original divided by the original times 100%. And the answer will be negative 1.44. This is negative 1.44%. That's one way you can look at it. The other way, and I don't think students are supposed to really do it this particular way. This is purely for explanation, or how they go about it is really not a big deal. However, when you get this particular point here, P1 all over P is equals to 0.9856 all over 1, you can always think about it this way. Since now P is 0.9856 and it was originally 1, you can multiply the values by 100 so that we have 98.56 and 100. So it was originally 100, it is now 98.56. What is the change? You just need to get 100 minus 98.56, and the answer will be negative 1.44. Sorry, it is 98.56 minus 100 because it's a smaller number. It will be negative 1.44. And that way, therefore, we can say the percentage change in P is 1.44% decrease. And that brings me to the end of that particular lesson. Please check out for the last example that has to do with joint variation. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you.